Hello, welcome to my backyard. Trust me, whenever I am home, at least 50% of the times I'm just out here hanging. It's just so beautiful. It's starting off fall now. So soon as the winter starts, I won't be here. But not to go away from the topic, let's see how fast can I finish this video. So the photo we're editing today is this one. Again, it's Toronto. So this is the before and this is the after. Sick, right? Now for this video, the technique that I'm gonna use is a bit new to me. So I just learned this recently. I don't know if it's a very famous technique or not. So what I'm gonna do is the secret sauce is I'll make the image black and white, and then we'll bring in the colors. So I'll show you as I go. Let's start. So first, let's reset all the edits. So this is our base file, and the first thing you want to do is scroll down to saturation and bring it to 0. Nope, not this way. We will go to each color section and bring them to 0. So this way we're desaturating the whole image, but later as we proceed to our color panel, we'll bring out only the colors that we want to. So after this, we start with our light panel. So we'll do the minor adjustments which suits best in the black and white format, and when we bring the image to life with colors, it will be perfect. You'll see. And this is the technique I use to introduce contrast. Sometimes I decrease the contrast and deepen the blacks. Sometimes I increase the shadows and do vice versa. Next comes the tone curve. So we can skip this, you can do it later also, but since we have the black and white image and I want a faded look, I have the post-processing in mind, we can do it right now. So just putting out few of the points, lifting the black point to introduce fade, and decreasing the highlights. As we have already lifted the blacks, so it's very black, so now I want a little the blacks to be a little dark but faded. So the secret is you do this 2 points, lift this one, and create another point and drag that down. The midtones can be a little lighter. There we go. I think I want the whites to be a little blown out, so I'll just increase it again. And our subject is CN Tower. Duh. So we want some lighting on it, so that is the yellow one. The yellow and orange will be the most which will affect the CN Tower, so we'll slowly start bringing them to life with the saturation. Yes, we see something happening. The lights are coming up. Greens, we don't want greens. Aqua, not needed. The blues, there, so like, to know which color is in the image, you can just like go -100 +100 to see how much it affects the image. So like we see a lot of blue in here, but I don't want that to be the focus of it, so like I'll not mute it because it's like too much black and white. So let's just keep it to somewhere around -65, 66. Purples, no needed, and magentas, no needed. Now still the image looks a little bit pale, so now we'll go to the main vibrance and bump it up a little. I think this one until here it looks good. Temperature, ooh, that's too crazy, so better just not touch the temperature at all today. Now alongside with the saturation of individual colors, make sure you also correct the luminance of it. Yeah, you see here the blue, since I want less of the blue, I can bump up the luminance of it. So like we also have the saturation, but bumping up the luminance just adds to the highlight. So far this is where we started. So we went with black and white, we did some light adjustments and color corrections. Now let's go to the effects panel. So generally the trick to the professional images on Instagram, the people I follow, I'm observing is that except the subject, everything around them is so smooth. Okay, so one of the trick to do that is you decrease all the textures and clarity sliders in here for the whole image, and I'll show you what I do next. Here we're going negative, don't go too far too, so that's just -5 is okay. Dehaze, the image is a little too faded, I want some punch to it, so like let's just say +10, +12, that's fine. And coming to the details, this is one of the tricks that I don't see my friends using it. So just doesn't matter, don't do sharpening now, just like put it to anything, just +1 or something. Go to the masking. This only works in a laptop, okay, so not in the phone's laptop. If you have Mac, use Option. If you have PC, use Alt. Hold that and drag the mask. Look at that. What this does is it shows you which part of the whole image it's like sharpening. So right now if it's 0, it's sharpening the whole image, which looks very bad. It's very beginner. So we go until our desired amount here, 70 let's say. Okay, this is a very useful tool to select the borders and do a specific sharpening rather than just applying to the whole image, and it just tears apart in the end. So a minute detail, a minute pro tip I use all the time. Now to smoothen the surface, to smoothen the surroundings of it, we again do the Option and noise reduction. So don't go too far here also, so just a bit of 10 is okay. You can see the before and after to see. So far so good. Now just to get more pure, more pro, more advanced, I'm doing very bad today, so just be kind on me, okay? To go a little bit advanced, we do maskings. So the first ever we do is let's just select our subject. The Lightroom will do it for you. Wait for it, and it has selected just main part of the CN tower. If you're not happy with that, you can also just go under the mask one and add with the brush. So you just draw, and you can just add to your mask. Here is where I increase all of my textures, clarities and sharpness, just to emphasize more on what our subject is and to make it pop. And you can also do two ways you can do this, like one, select the subject and sharpen it, enhance everything, and two, select the surroundings and de-sharpen it, dehaze it, and like reduce the sharpness of it, so like everything in the background is smooth and your subject is sharp. That is the first and my go-to technique for masking, that is selecting subject and enhancing it. Now the second one will be to draw the focus on to our subject. So you can do it many ways. So one of the common ways I do is like creating new subject, radial gradient, draw it around your subject, make sure where it is, put it in the center, and now invert it. No, sorry, not this one. Invert. So now we have all the focus, all the red area is where we're gonna do the manipulation. So here you just decrease the exposure and it creates a vignette. So I like creating vignette to radial gradients because I have more control over it rather than the vignette slider. So this is where we do it. And one other thing I do is linear gradient, pull it from the bottom and make sure you spread it more, so like it's not obvious that you're doing it. So decrease the exposure here, decrease the blacks, increase the dehaze. So this darkens the bottom part of our image. I do this so many times. It just creates a subtle darkness and a layer to the whole image, which again, just the simple purpose is to focus on the subject. And another one last one, linear gradient from the top. Again, make sure it's white, and since it's on the sky, I'll make sure to increase the exposure a little. And for the dehaze, I go the opposite way so that it's more light, more homogeneous, it's not attacking you. Look at that. What a difference. Before, after. Before, after. The framing of this image is like just, and the edit, I'm very happy about it. You can check this post on my Instagram. That was the quick one today. Signing out. Appreciate you.